Hello, everyone. My name is Andrew, also known as Biscuit in the gaming and esports world. I just wanted to share a bit about the Google Sheet that I had used to manage a collegiate Overwatch team. So, in general, Google Sheets is fairly easy to use. These first few tabs will show that. Once we get into one of the later tabs, it's going to go into a lot more details, and there's a lot more um, uh, mechanics and coding and using the functions in Google Sheets. Um, that'll give a lot more detail about what's going on. So, this first page that we see on the screen here is just a general team information sheet. Keep in mind, this sheet was built specifically for an Overwatch team, but it can be adjusted and adapted to fit multiple types of esports. Up in the top left here, this is just our general information tab. Um, this is for anything. Um, uh, Pretty much general information for both um, the team, um, whenever you're signing up for tournaments, if you need to provide any information, if your collegiate team, sometimes there's IRL names required for the college end of things and a bunch of other details. So this is a place to help keep track of that. As you can see, it includes the role that the person has, and this can also include players and support staff, so like coaches, managers, that kind of role. It'll have their IRL name. It'll have their Discord for contact information. It'll have their battle tag. Once again, another Overwatch specific thing. This will essentially just the um, contact or method that you would be used to invite to games, and then their average rank in the game as well. Next section over here to the right is the schedule. The standard Overwatch scrim blocks are from 8 to 10 and 10 to 12. This is simply a checkbox array that you can create. Um, so it essentially on the empty columns over here, directly next to availability, you put the player's name, battle tag, or other IRL name, doesn't matter. And then either coach, manager, or the players themselves can come in and check off what exactly they have available. And then coach or manager can decide with the checkboxes below the array whether or not to actually have a scrim during that block. Um, Very simple and easy to use, so it's literally just a reference. Over here on the left, this is currently set up to accommodate two teams, but you can have like a scrim slash. You can have a scrim schedule on the left, a game schedule on the right. Since some teams prefer to do like warm up scrims, or some teams are competing in multiple tournaments at the same time. And then you should simply just write in the box under where it says Team A or Team B, um, what exactly is going on during that time, day at that time. Next over here, this is particularly important for the coaches. This entire middle section, it's for one-on-one VOD reviews or one-on-one practices. It's simply just to help the coaches or managers keep track of what's going on. Um, Another Overwatch specific one I created this for is to track the map as well on the far right column. It will kind of tell the coach, okay, seems like the entire team is having problems with this map or this one specific VOD. So maybe we should go over it as an entire team during a team VOD session. And then the bottom half of this is for testing out new lineups. Whether you're switching roles or you're doing tryouts, it'll help you calculate ranks and other information. And that's using the key on the right for Overwatch from the numerical transition from Overwatch 1 to the kind of tiered system that they used for rank in Overwatch 2. There's a fairly simple and easy to understand transition. So you take the Overwatch 2 rank, you find that on the list in the blue column, And then in a away column, you put that associated number into the rank column on the bottom half of this, where the roster section is. And it'll help you calculate down here where it says average, the average of each team, so that you can make sure that each roster is balanced out and a bit more easy to work with when you're doing trials. And then on the left here, this is simply just helping for rank calculation. Sometimes tournaments ask for an overall player's rank, and then sometimes they'll ask for their just high rank on their highest role. Um, so it's just another place to keep track of general information. On the second section here, this is a comp sheet. So for Overwatch, compositions exist of 5 different roles. There's 1 tank, 2 damage players, and 2 support players. This is simply to help keep track of what is going on or what to play on each map specifically. Um, this will help the players keep track. This will help the coach keep track of what's going on. There are a lot of maps in Overwatch, and it's growing every few seasons. So, and map pools are also always changing. So, making sure that there's a place that coaches and players, if you choose to share this document directly with them, have a place to reference over the course of their tournament and their playtime. And this is also simply just set up as a drop down. Each role here at the top has its own drop down. So tank has its own drop down, damage has its own drop down, and then support has its own drop down as well. And if you, whenever new heroes are released, simply just click the edit button down here at the bottom of the drop down. You can type in, and then I have this one's set to color coordinate for the specific for the heroes. If you want to do that, you can, but and it's fairly simple. It's literally just a drop down, or you can make custom list, but you don't have to if you don't want to. Next up is hero pools. This is also just something to help coaches. It's fairly simple. You just have your players put in their names at the top, and then put in their comfortability of each hero. And then this will help coach or manager or whoever's running the team keep track of how comfortable each player is, or how comfortable they look on a specific hero. Um, and then in the case, if you want to line up any like trick plays or trick lineups or anything, you can do that as well. It'll also keep manage sub spot as well. Most rosters, even though most esports are 5 versus 5, they usually do ask for a 6th player for sub purposes, or if there's any technical issues. You can keep track of this as well. And for those exact same reasons, if there's someone missing and you need your sub to fill in, or if you need if you want to put in a special lineup for a specific map. This is the tab that gets a bit difficult. So this is keeping track of win record on map and map type. As you look at it, it looks like a lot of information, but it is fairly straightforward. This on the left side here is essentially your key. It tells you all of your information. You can use this as well as a copy and paste section, which I'll get into in a little bit. But essentially, as you update all the information over here, you can tell, you can see all these percentages of update. You can see a few here right now. I will simply add in a quick boost on map here so you can see it. So you can see right here, I just added in Busan. You can tell it updated down here as well. So there are 3 control maps in here. The map we put in was Busan, so it counted over here in the frequency. And then we won that map, you can see it counted as a win as well. Now, if we change it to a loss, you can see updated here, and it updated the percentage as well. So out of the 1 Busan map that we have played, we lost that map, so it went to 0%. You can see over here as well, Ilios is on here twice, and it's also listed as control. We've both won and lost in Ilios, so over here the record reflects you played it twice, you've won once, you've lost once, so it's going to be a 50% win rate. These are formulas. This is, as I mentioned earlier, formulas used in Google Sheets to calculate all these percentages. Like I mentioned, it's fairly easy. It's just basic math. But what complicates it is using all these formulas up here. And it's what this is essentially saying is it's for the percentage, it's taking your, in this case, C7. So that's this one right here. And then it's dividing by B7. So that's your total over here. And then it's going to times 100. So it gives you your percentage here. The important thing to remember is that there is a number formatting template in here that does put the number in percentage. Because of the way that you have the formula formatted, you do not want to have that set up. You just want to have it set up to give you a whole number rather than a percentage. As you saw over here when I clicked, there's a few other formulas used here. So the big one is count if. So this is essentially saying add 1 to this column if this column, which is I in this case, reads as Ilios. Now, you can see here that this one looks, the Shambali looks a little bit different. This is where I mentioned that you can earlier that you can use this as a copy and paste, because some of these maps do have a few difficult spellings that and you just want to kind of put them in, because usually these are updated at the end of practice. So you can just use Control-C and Control-V, and it will also do all that information as well. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that it does calculate the map type and the map name separately. So whenever you do want to put this in, make sure that you actually do the drop down as well, so that it updates properly. And then moving on, this is simply just scrim history. So this is fairly easy to use. This is applicable across all esports. It kind of just tells what information the team contact is for both Discord and Battle Tag. And then you can judge the quality of the scrim based off the team response and how what you think it was worth as a coach or manager. Then history, this is across the board, also something that can be used in all esports. Fairly simple and straightforward. Keeping track of any new tryouts, keeping track of ringers. Most collegiate teams don't use ringers, so whenever I was running this, we didn't use this column this much. But it is there for what's the word? Amateur teams as well. And then absences, obviously, want to try and keep track of that as well, just to make sure that something's not regular, or you can check in with your players as well. So that was kind of the overview of the management Google Sheet that I made. I will leave a copied link for you to use and adapt this in your own way, or if you have any questions, feel free to leave them below.